Tommy Reynolds has his gun out. He's pointing the gun, and all of a sudden, I see this woman.
They say it's on every single station. They're saying that Daddy died.
I don't think his life ended at Holston's that night.
If it wasn't for Sopranos, I don't know if I'd be here, you know.
My first thing, and I'm with these legends, De Niro.
One night I jumped out of a car doing 60 miles an hour because I was addicted.
Salute, Mob 2.
Salute, MobTube. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. I'll do some shout outs and then we'll get started. I did switch this to members only right before actually right after I hit live. I decided to do that. I actually wanted to do that anyway, but I forgot all about it. So I did it late, but I did it. Sally, Miss Can't Be Wrong, Jason Mikesell, John DeLong, Dave, Ange 00, Kat, Nicosia Connection. Let's see who else. Antonino, Rick the Tank, D. Gainey, Jesse Roth, War. Who else we got? Tom Sheehy, did I shout you out? I certainly hope so. Let me get down here. Thank you, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Appreciate that. Yeah, I love this shirt too. D. Gainey, that's right. Ungrip the tip. Lube tube. Nice. Nice. Hope for hope. Thank you, Dave. Shut up, fatty. I don't know how that just came on like that. Anyway, guys, it's Freestyle Friday, 5 minutes in. I know I skipped over some names. I'm sorry, but I went up, then went back down and lost my place. So if I didn't shout you out, don't take it personal, okay? I promise it wasn't deliberate. Let me go to the comments here. I'm going to start off by saying this because I think I've had it. I'm done with the skinny with Joey Molino. I'm done. I don't know about you guys, but I think I've had enough. You know, if I didn't like this show, I wouldn't be so bothered by this. But they did a 15-minute show yesterday. Am I wrong, guys? Was there something I missed? And they didn't even show, the results of the turkey drive. You know what I'm saying? Handing out the turkeys, the bikes for the kids, all that. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Well, of course, yeah. Don't forget that. D. Gainey, hashtag FBS ratted on me. You see what I'm saying, guys? I don't know. Jason Mikesell said, I haven't seen the last one yet, but I like the skinny. LOL. So do I. But yesterday they did a show where, and it's not live, it's pre-recorded. They just upload it. But the show was them talking for a few minutes and then having some guy on that did 47 years, and he's just telling his story. It's always pre-recorded, Jesse. They're never live. They might, air them as live. I got to turn this thing off on StreamYard. Hold on. This fucking thing is crazy. All right. There's a thing called Touch Up My Appearance on StreamYard. I never used it before. I thought, let me see. Yeah, no. It's like a filter. Can't do that. Looks silly. We love you too, Michael Hensley. No, Antonino, I certainly am not. I'm just saying. All that build up, why not show us? Maybe the next show, you think? Maybe you're right, Jesse. Maybe they want to edit it and shit. Okay, good point. Good point. But I think it would be good to see. You know, it would be cool. I don't know, man. I just they don't seem to have time for this show. They just don't seem to have time for it. First they were 30 minutes, then they went up to like 45, and now down to 15. I don't know, man. It bothers me because I like it. Yeah, Nico, see it good. I look forward to seeing it, I guess, but I'm just saying, like, I don't get the point. A 15-minute show. Like, what would you guys do if I ended this show in 6 minutes? Would you be upset? And I'm on every day, though. You know, imagine if you wait all week for me to come on, and I give you 15 minutes. I don't know. And it was the fucking issue yesterday again. The microphones, the sound was horrible. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm disappointed. My show should not have better quality than theirs. But I would, Nico, see a connection. He was talking a big game in the shows leading to saying that he was the only one who turned in huge numbers off these turkey drives. Wait a minute. He was talking a big game in the shows leading to that, saying he was the only one who turned in huge numbers off these turkey drives. Huge numbers as far as what? Angela's writing up what it is. Looks like they had 40,000 reasons to do a show. 40,000. 70,000. If you're talking about what they raised for the is that what you're talking about? What they raised for the turkey drive? It was 70,000. But you might be talking about something else. I think they said the next show they will show the giving away of bikes and turkeys. Well, that's good. That's good. No, it's rather silly to have a show that short. Yeah. And I'm not even talking shit about the show. It's just a lot of resources and time and money goes into it. So you would think, you know, I mean, if I, Jordan Molino may have thought the turkey drive stinks. He does like to say things stink. If I did a show like that where we were like standing up somewhere talking, I would do my best to make sure that there's good quality sound and stuff. I don't know. It's just considering who's behind the show and stuff. I can't believe the poor quality and the inconsistency. You know, it should be the same all the time, the same amount of time every week at the same time, whatever. You know what I mean? Now I think they do it at the same time every week. I don't know if it's 7:30, something like that. But why not have a certain amount of time? Like the show will be 30 minutes. It'll be 45 minutes. It's kind of like they take whatever they got, they do it, and however much time that takes, that's how much time it takes, and they don't go any further than that. I don't know. It's what it seems like. But, you know, I look forward to that because I'll tell you the truth. You know, some days it gives me stuff to talk about. So I try to do my show after I watch that, and usually I wind up not talking about it anyway because it's usually just about sports and maybe a mob story. But yesterday, I wanted to see it, you know, and it was 15 minutes. I can't even believe it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't think Joey likes doing that show. I don't. I could be wrong. What do I know? But I don't think he likes it. I do not. Not at all. I picture two guys handing out turkeys from a cube van. Yeah, well, you know what I watched? I watched yesterday. There's some channel that has like the old footage of Joey Molino doing the turkey drives in Philly back in the day, you know? And it's pretty fucking interesting to watch. Like Tommy Hill was there at one of them, and you know, he's got the SL 300 or whatever he's fucking driving with the rims and shit. He's got the leather and fur coat on. Fucking Joey, man. What can you say? He's the man, I guess. FPS, if you ended in 6 minutes, I'd reopen my chat, LOL, just so people had a place to go, LOL. Oh, you weren't on or anything, were you, Jesse? I didn't interrupt your show, did I? 70,000. That's yesterday they said it. 70,000. A week ago it was 60, so they raised another 10. You guys see this shit? I feel like I got palsy. I went to the dentist the other day and they jammed the fucking Novocaine needle. Like it felt like it went to my eye. They jammed it so far in. And then the next day I wake up with this lump on my fucking face. I don't know what that is. But I feel like it's throwing off my whole fucking face. And my face can't afford it. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but he was saying he was the only one who did like same amount of number. Oh. I still don't understand. Same amount of numbers where? Numbers how? Numbers in turkeys he gave out, numbers in money he raised, numbers on YouTube. Very confused. Nico IRA on Facebook. Nico Sia was right. What can people do with a raw turkey if they don't have stoves to cook them in? Ah, good point. Good point. Good point. Well, not just that, but did they give the turkeys away on Thanksgiving or on Wednesday? Because you got to thaw the turkey in how long is it going to? I mean, you got to thaw it. It's going to take hours and hours and hours. Like if they gave them away yesterday, I don't think anybody got to eat them. At least not yesterday. Maybe tonight. But I don't know. I get aggravated. Guys, I am such a fucking perfectionist and I'm so OCD. I'll give you an example. If you look, it looks a little different today, right? Like I'm looking more directly at the camera and everything seems more centered. That's because for an hour before I did this show, I was fucking around and I'm not happy even now. I won't be happy until every single thing is perfect. The sound, the video, everything. It's just me. Okay. And I'm a guy who was virtually a nobody with 7,000 subs. Okay. And I want things to be perfect. When I see people slacking, or doing something sloppily, so to say, okay, it irritates the fuck out of me. It really does. It really does. Why be like that? Why not demand the best out of the show you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that show they did without microphones. You're telling me the editor didn't catch that and say, oh my God, we can't air this. We got to do it over. It sounds fucking terrible. Guys, let me tell you something. A lot of people on here lead you to believe or want to try to lead you to believe that this is difficult. It is not. It couldn't be simpler. A fucking third grader could figure it out. Okay. And that goes for a show like that too. Like, let's just say they got together, Snuff flew to Florida, whatever, and they did a show sitting next to each other. And the sound turned out to be shitty. You could do it over like that. Would take whatever, maybe an hour. You just do a side by side. You don't have to be together in the same place. Boom, you got a better, quality of show. You know, I don't know. I get irritated at a lot of people who don't care about what they're doing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people on here that do that. But why not demand the best? You know what I always liked about Stern? One of the things, Stern demanded fucking perfection. Demanded it. If there was the slightest bit of feedback or a hum or some little fucking electronic interference or if one of the sets of headphones was turned on when it shouldn't have been, whatever. You know, he called Scott the engineer and that motherfucker and he wanted it fixed ASAP, now, pronto. And if anybody was fucking anything up, Robin or Artie or Fred, he would call them out so fucking fast. It had to be perfect. That's the way everybody should be. Whatever you do in life, do it to the best of your ability. Okay? Don't settle for sloppy work. That's just the way I see it. So I don't get it. I don't know. A show like that with that many subs and that much money behind it. I don't know. Joey promotes himself similar to most of the ex-mobsters on here. It's all me, me, me. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Which that's not even that bad, but whatever. It's not my business. It's not my show. Just as a viewer, I think I have the right to critique it, and that's what I'm doing. And I think it could be so much better with just the slightest bit of care. I'd like to talk to Kevin Connolly and be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Why does it look like this? Why does it sound like this? What's going on? I just want to know. Joey is entertaining as fuck. But the thing about Joey, he really is, like, you could see the gangster in him all day. Like he really doesn't, he's not a guy who's sitting there laughing and joking around most of the time. He's very serious. I was watching him back in the day, like I said, in those old turkey drive things he used to do in South Philly, He never even cracked a smile. He looked very, very timid, which, he's obviously not. But you could tell he doesn't like being around a lot of people. He just, at least back then, he looked very, very shy almost. Like he didn't want to talk to no fucking buddy. He handed out the turkeys and just wanted to bounce. He and he always has that look on his face, like, I don't know, I can't do the look, but you know the look. Joey, if you look at the old videos of him, he has this look on his face like as if he's worried about something. You know what I mean? Which, when you're living that life, you got to be worried about a lot of things. But he doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look like Nino Brown did when he was handing out turkeys. Yeah, I think so, man. You think Miss can't be wrong? Yeah, if you're not into the sports betting shit, I guess it is. You're like Jordan on here, bro. Many don't have the ethics to produce the quality you do, FBS. I don't know about that. I just know that I care so fucking much. You know what I mean? That I want everything to be as good as possible for you guys too, but also for myself. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that it sounds good, that the fucking the picture quality is good, good video, good audio, everything. You see how I am, guys, right? Like 1 minute into a show, I know if I'm going to take it down or not. If anything goes wrong in the beginning of the show, I'm already ready to take it down. And a lot of shows I take down, I'll leave them up for a day or two and take them down just because I didn't think they were quality shows. I don't want to have them on the channel. I've taken down more videos than any fucking buddy in the history of MobTube, possibly YouTube. Because, well, the last time I did it was for a reason. I wanted to get a certain type of content off. But I do it all the time. I put a couple of videos on private last night that I did over this break, where I just had nothing to talk about, really. If I don't feel like I gave you guys a quality show, I don't even keep it up. I don't keep it up. So I don't know. Joey and them too, you got to remember, like, they're in a position where they could get sponsors, maybe even big sponsors. Sponsors look at that shit. They look at it. They want to know, what type of quality of show it is. Is it a high quality show? Is it a low quality show? Is it professional? Is it amateurish? Whatever. I'll give you an example of how certain companies do things. There's a lady in New York City owns a clothing store. I've known this lady 20 fucking years. I've been going to her store. And a very nice woman. I think she's a Republican, but that's okay. I went to her store recently, and I was looking around, and she was only selling certain types of sneakers, lower, like off-brand, cheaper sneakers and stuff. But nobody goes there for sneakers. They go there for clothes. But I said to her, because there used to be a store called KOA Fashion on Market Street. And they had, you know, they were in business a year or two, and then they got licensed by Nike, you know, to sell Nike products. And they fucking, everybody went there for everything. I used to buy a brand new pair of white Uptowns every Friday. I did that for like 2.5 years. Every Friday. Even they would tell me I'm crazy. And they were the ones profiting off of my fucking shoe habit. They're like, bro, the ones you got on are brand fucking new. And it don't matter. I would get new white Uptowns every Friday, like clockwork. And you know, they that store blew up, and they were huge. They were making a fucking fuck ton of money. So I said to this woman, why don't you sell Nike and shit? Why don't you try to get licensed? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but you can't just open a store and sell Nikes. It doesn't work that way. You know, they have to approve it. They have to license you, basically. Okay. So I said to her, why don't you try selling Nikes, Air Force Ones, Jordans, whatever? She said, I can't. I said, why? She said, main reason, my store isn't immaculate, because her store is kind of messy. I said, what do you mean? She said, Nike wants to see your store. They'll send somebody here to look at it. And the store has to be immaculate. There also has to be a lot of space. They don't want small stores. They want a lot of space where, you know, that you could display all their sneakers and shit. And they want the store to look as professional as possible and put together as possible. I said, wow, isn't that some shit? You basically have to beg a company to let you sell their products so they can make money. But they're Nike. They can demand whatever they want. So that's what I think of with a show like Joey's. You know what I mean? Sponsors look at that shit. They want to know, oh, fuck me. Sorry. They want to know how the show looks and sounds. He might not like doing the show, but didn't he get good money to do it? Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. I think he's doing the show for the money, out of a contractual obligation or something, not because he enjoys it. Like I said, if you just watch Joey in those older videos. He appears to be very uncomfortable with a lot of attention and stuff around him, which I know sounds silly because Joey is a guy who's always had that, and he had the restaurant, and he loved being around people and all that shit. But I think that's in some like a controlled environment. He's comfortable, like his restaurant. You know, if you look at him outside back in the day during those turkey drives and shit, he looks dead serious. He never cracks a smile. And this video I saw yesterday, it shows, you know, after the turkey drive, he's trying to get away. You know, he's trying to leave, and he's ignoring everybody. He's trying not to shake anybody's hand, or everybody's trying to talk to him, and he just wants to roll. So, no, I don't think this is his thing. I don't think he likes it, to be honest. I don't think he likes it. I could be wrong. But if he liked it, it would be different, because Joey is the star. Joey's the star of that show. There's no question about that, right? I mean, Snuff is good, but he could be replaced. Joey's the star of that show. The star gets whatever they want, okay? So he could say tomorrow, listen, if we're going to do this fucking thing, we're going to do it right. Jesus Christ, I keep closing the screen, motherfucker. He could say, I always fiddle with the goddamn fucking mouse. Fiddle. I don't think I ever used that word before until just now. He could say, this is it. You know, we're going to do a show every week. It's going to be at the same time. It's going to be 45 minutes. The quality needs to be perfect. The sound, the video, everything. It's got to be perfect. And they'll make it happen. No, Dave, that's what I'm saying. He's very, very serious all the time. Every now and then on that show, you know, he laughs it up, like with the kid. They had Ray Wag's son or whatever on there again yesterday. They talked about Jimmy Kimmel and stuff. You know, like that. You'll see him laugh with some of his friends he brings on, but most of the time, even when he's doing the show, he's dead fucking serious, stone-faced. You know? So I just don't think he likes it. Probably because, well, there's probably a lot of different reasons. Maybe he's not, I don't know, into it. Tony Ducks, being honest, I think the show is going to run its course once NFL season is over. Now people still watch, but I don't think it's going to be the same as it's been. Oh, you might be right. Joey has a reserved private personality. He's probably very uncomfortable. Yes, that's what I think. Yep. FBS, it looks like a second nose coming through. It's always something. I swear to fucking Christ, it's always something. It's like, what the fuck am I going to wake up with tomorrow? I feel like this whole area is swollen. The fuck, man. The worst thing I could have done was point it out, too, by the way. FBS, I said the money they raised, he was bragging. He was only who could raise like 70. Oh, yeah. Well, he's probably right. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Holy shit. That's fucking amazing. He's probably right. I mean, maybe a celebrity or something could, but yeah, no doubt. That's a lot of fucking money, man, for turkeys. Joey Molino got the turkey idea from ex-Gambino enforcer Anthony Caruana. That's funny. Nah, he got it from Nino Brown in New Jack City. That's where he got it from. Like I said, I even heard that. Yeah, I remember that was like 90, 91 New Jack City. When did Joey start doing that? New Jack City.
New Jack City is a 1991 movie directed by Mario.
There you go. It's just part of who you are, bro. I'm the same way. Oh, yeah, man. I've always been like that. There's things I don't do in life just because I'll drive myself insane. You know what I mean? Like, I stopped making mix CDs when I was like 19, probably. Nah. Earlier. 17, probably. 18, maybe. Oh, no. You know what? I'm lying. I made one right before I went to jail in 2000. We sold like 500 copies of it. But I told you a 90-minute mixtape would take me 2 fucking days to do, because I would have a track machine, and I would do it over and over and over until it was perfect. And that's the way I always was, but it would drive me nuts. Wait a minute, who is this? Oh, look at that. Ange 00, $20. Finally a member. Well, thank you for becoming a member, and thank you for the $20. First super chat of the night. Thank you, Ange. I appreciate that. Plus, my man Tom Sheehy, before the show, sent me $50 and said, hope all is well, bro. Thank you, Tom. You were the man, my friend. That was a very nice surprise. Trust me. Those little mics that you clip to your shirt are like $100. Get those. Well, they had them, and they're not even that much. You can get a Sony one. I have one here. I have a Sony one. I think I paid $30 for it, Best Buy. They had them on, but it's like they weren't. I don't think they were working. I mean, it was like they were decoration. It sounded fucking terrible yesterday. Go take a look real quick. Listen to it for just a minute. And be like, you're going to be like, what the fuck? They did this again? I don't know, man. Listen, when they're sitting at that table and they're talking, everything's perfect. I love listening to it and watching it then. When it's like yesterday, I don't even want to watch it. I don't want to, because it's like I can barely fucking hear them, and I don't know. Jersey Girl 732. Hey everyone, out walking with the dog. It's freezing out. Listening in. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was out earlier for a little while. It's fucking cold. Sven Larson. I popped in Michael Franzise's show earlier. The guy has 1.1 million subs. I mean, I lost it. It's on the screen, so I can still read it, but I want to get back to where I was. Okay. I popped in Michael Franzisa's show earlier. The guy has 1.1 million subs and 350 in the chat. There's something wrong there. Now, I'm not saying, Michael, obviously, I believe 100% that he has that many subs, but that tells you that there's not much engagement, which means maybe that's running its course too. I don't know. I mean, if I did a show tonight titled like Fuck SoFlo or something, I'd have 350 in my chat. Let me see here. Joey has a dead eye stare. Eyes are black. Yes, he does. He absolutely fucking does. I was on the phone with Cam earlier and I said, I told him Joey's on here because he's the first person that told me about Joey. He's like 97 or 98. We were in West Philly. And I don't know, we were talking about the mob for some reason. I'm quite sure I brought it up. And he told me about Skinny Joey Molino. I never even heard of him. I didn't know anything about the Philly family back then. That wasn't like the Gotti thing. It wasn't nationwide news and shit. At least I don't remember it being. So, yeah, I had to mention that to him today. How come it doesn't say how many are in chat? Or is it YT still having issues? No, it's members only. That's why. When it's members only, it doesn't show. I don't know why, though. I kind of wish it did. They have a very stringent process. Oh, yeah. Robert B., what's up, my friend? Good to see you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Tony Ducks, with Nike, you don't get to pick and choose what sneakers you will buy from them to sell. If you want all the big sellers, you have to take the ones that don't sell to... Wait a minute. Where's the rest? I don't know. You could tell if someone's heart is in something. Yeah, I don't see Joey. He's not enjoying this. I really don't think so. But I don't know, though. He's involved. He answers DMs and shit. If it's him answering them, who knows? I don't know. I can't even keep up. I can't imagine that he can. He probably has somebody doing it. First membership ever. Well, thank you. I'm honored that your first membership is to my channel. I just wonder where this figure can be verified. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Yeah, it's true. You guys remember that movie? He was giving out turkeys very early on in the movies, handing out fucking turkeys. I think that's where Joey got it from, being honest. I don't know. Don't start with FBS. He will shut the show down. Oh, God, I will. You have no idea. No more mixed CDs? Well, damn. Well, CDs at this point are obsolete anyway, but I'm going to, one day I'm going to take the time, especially now that my MacBook is free, to use for something else. I'm going to put it back here. You'll start seeing it back there, and I'll start getting on the wheels again, and I'll fucking, I'll make one that I can send out to you guys and shit. Because I do have, Serato DJ or whatever, so I can record, just right on my laptop while I'm doing it. So one of these days I will. Yeah, you'll get it, OC. You have my word. Is that true? Yeah, Dexter, you're probably then I'm probably wrong. I for some reason I don't remember that in mob history. I'm quite sure they did, but I just don't remember hearing about that. I remember Joey being the guy that mainly did that. But it makes sense. You see, this was way before Wesley Snipes, so according to Rick, Eddie and I were the darkest. Oh, my God. Chappelle Show. I'm about to watch New Jack City again tonight. Fuck that, LOL. You know what I want to watch that I haven't seen in a while? New Jersey Drive. I was going to watch a movie last night, but I got caught up doing something. You guys don't know. Like, I was in bed 3:30 in the morning, and I was thinking of, what was I thinking about? Something studio related. Okay. I think it was something with the computer. I don't even fucking remember. I got out of bed three something in the fucking morning and came down here and was fucking around with the computer. It's always on my mind. I want it perfect. I don't remember what it was, but I will say this about this new computer I got. Holy fucking shit. Remember I told you guys I thought it was 32 gigabytes of RAM? Yeah, it's 64. Okay, it's 64. And let me see here. Is it in this pamphlet? No, it's a 13 gen Intel Core i9 or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, I was looking at all the stats though. Like, god damn, this fucking computer, man. You can do anything with this bitch. Jesse Roth, $5. Match times 4. Ooh, that means Jesse wants $20 out of each one of you. Thank you very much, Jesse Roth. I appreciate that. And as you guys know, Jesse is one of the biggest sponsors of this show. Therefore, when she says match, you must match. Kat, you love the cold? You know, there was a time that I loved it, but not anymore. I want to be warm, and I want to be able to wear shorts all the time. But I'll give you an example of in 2016 when I was in work release. Well, 2016 and 2017, I was in work release, York County Prison, and the way it works at York County Prison is it's pretty fucking sweet. Now you're in a dorm, you're still in jail, everything's locked. You got to get buzzed in from each fucking door. You got, COs everywhere, and there's 2 dorms that fit like maybe 250 people, something like that. There's a day room. It looks just like any fucking jail. Okay. It used to be a lot different. It used to be, it was like you were at fucking camp. Not anymore. Now they have a whole separate jail across the street from York County Prison. That's the work release building. But anyway, even though you're quite obviously in jail, there's no missing that. And you can't just, go in and out. There's a tiny little fucking courtyard that you get maybe an hour a day in to walk around or something. Other than that, people work out in the day room and shit. I mean, it's not when you're in there's nothing lenient about it. Even though it's kind of acts as minimum security as well. Like, not everybody in there gets to go to work. But anyway, this is how it works. You have a bracelet with your inmate number and all that shit. And when you're ready to go to work, it depends on what they give you. Like, they gave me and people who worked at my job an hour to go each way. An hour. And it was only maybe a mile and a half, okay, away. So, and people stop at stores and they get food and cigarettes, which you're not allowed to do, but everybody does it. Some people will say, like, because what they'll do is you pick one method of going to work and coming back. It's either the bus, a ride, or you walk, okay? And you get a certain amount of time depending on which method of transportation you pick, all right? Walking, obviously, you get the most time. So we got an hour. And I feel like I was going to say something else and I forget. Oh, yeah. Some people would say they're walking and then they'd have somebody waiting in a car somewhere, a girl, whatever, their chick, whatever it may be. And then they go out and, do their thing and go to work. And you got all the time in the world, really. So I would walk to work. And when I'd get off, well, the first job I had, I would get off like 1 a.m. Okay. And I would walk back at night. And it was free. I remember that winter was so fucking cold. I mean, there was nights where it was 12 degrees, 11 degrees. And I learned to love the cold because it was like, that was the time I had freedom when I got to walk back from work. You know, even though you're going to the prison, but when you're on your way to work or you know, back from work, you're free. There's nobody watching you. You could just walk the fuck away. You know what I mean? You could hop on Route 30. It's right there, and put a thumb up and catch a ride and be gone. It happens all the time. York County Prison work release people, they all the time, they just decide I ain't fucking going back. It happened with my friend James. My friend James decided I ain't coming back. He went to his girl's crib. The sheriff showed up looking for him a few days later, and he shot the sheriff in the face. Sheriff's deputy, whatever, and they killed him. You know. But, you know, a lot of people do that. They decide, fuck it, I'm just not going back. But you have that option. You're free for that little bit of time. You're free as a bird, you know? So it was so cold that fucking winter. I guess because of the fact that was the only time I really had any freedom when I was going to or from work. It was freezing out, whatever. You know, I learned to love the cold for a couple of years, but I'm over it. I am fucking over it. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Look at you. Alex Fajigadaja, 1999, matched, and Jesse. Thank you very, very much. I think you just meant to say match, Jesse, I'm assuming. Thank you very, very much, my friend Alex Fajigadaja. I appreciate that. You are the man. And somehow, I wound up back on Jesse's fucking super chat. I got to get used to this computer, but I love it. I love this fucking computer. The graphics, I was looking up the graphics and all. I don't know if a laptop could be better than this. I'm being honest. I was looking at all this, whatever you call it, the stats, the fucking system information. It's like, holy shit. Fucking thing is a monster. I saw you were going live earlier, and when you got on, I clicked the chat and it said members only. Oh, yeah. I wanted to make it members only. That was my plan all day, but I forgot. So once I clicked live and I realized, you know, I switched it over then. Well, thank you, Ange. I'm honored, like I said. Joey got a few Pookies in Philly, probably, LMAO. Probably a few. Oh, yes, that is true. He did. Dexter Morgan. That I know, yeah. Yeah. Did anybody watch that Godfather of Harlem? Like, I still see clips like on shorts and stuff, and it's like, this is fucking ridiculous. Did anybody watch that show? Dropping turkeys from a helicopter. Oh, that movie was the shit, man. New Jersey Drive. Oh, man. Good isn't even the word. Like, this is a computer that, yeah, it's an i9, yeah. This is it says it right here, Intel V Pro i9, 64 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte of SSD, and I don't know the other stats. Maybe you guys know what they mean. Hold on, I'll read them to you. How do I get to this? System information. All right, Microsoft Windows 11 Pro. Version 10.0.22621 build 22621. Microsoft Corporation, Precision 7680, x64 based PC. System SKU OC41. I don't know what that is. Processor 13 Gen Intel Core i9 13950HX, 2200 megahertz, 24 cores, 32 logical processors, I think. SMBIOS version 3.6. This is like reading fucking German to me. And there's an RTX 1000. I think that's for the graphics. That's not on here. That's on a different thing, but I was looking that up last night. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot of computer, and I got to learn how to use it all, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, sounds like a beast. Treat it well. Use malware and virus scanners weekly to make sure you don't catch anything. Oh, I will. I definitely will. I'll use protection. Yes, so cheap. The highest price CD I seen in Walmart was $11. Highest price CD. I understand what you're saying. I don't know what that's in response to. If it's a different comment or something I said. Wait, we were talking about maybe mixed CDs. I don't know. Greatest hits. Yeah. I don't like the cold, but I love my winter clothes and my leather jeans. Get the fuck out of here, Robert B. For real? Yeah, you really are a rock star, huh? God damn. Yeah, I'm like that too. You know, I like wearing coats and shit, but I hate the fucking cold now, honestly. Now we know who shot the sheriff. Yeah. Tony Ducks, he only had a year, right? But he had just done 10 years. He had only been out a couple of years. And it wasn't the only reason. The reason he left was because him and his girl were having problems, you know, and things were not good, I don't think, at home. And he was on a mission, you know. I don't think he wanted to be around anymore. So that was his method. Decided to shoot a cop. Get you killed every time. Know a guy that escaped the IDOC at the end of a 2-year bid. He was just ready to get out, and he got 5 more years. Well, you know, the funny thing is, I was told, I don't know if this is true, but if you leave work release, at least here, it's considered, what the fuck is it? Contract, I forget. What the fuck is the phrase? I don't know. But you only get 6 months for it. If you leave work release, if you broke out of the York County prison itself, it'd probably be different. But work release, they say if you leave, you only get 6 months extra. So I don't know if that's true, though. I went in the store today and told the clerk there's a guy with a cigar, a bulletproof vest, a machine gun walking up and down the center of the Ave. He said, yeah, he's always there. What the fuck? Wow. That's odd. I'm all caught up on Godfather of Harlem. It's okay. They mix fiction with reality too much. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing with the Shannon stuff. And like, damn, you got 24 core and 32 logical cores. Is that what I said? I don't even know. Let me see. 32 logical cores. Let me see. Yeah. 32 logical processors, I think it is. It cuts off at PR. Oh, wait. Processors, yeah. So that's good. That's fucking insane. He said, LOL, you're sure is godlike FPS, no lie. It makes sense to me. RTX 1000 is nothing special, but it's good enough to game with. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was seeing higher numbers with the RTX on other computers, like in the 3000s and shit. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I don't game. You know, I think the only way that would affect me, the graphics capabilities is editing videos. But even then, I don't need graphics. I just edit. So I don't even think, you know, like somebody like Jerry the art guy would need graphics. You know what I mean? Because he basically makes fucking mini movies. He told me one time that I should have got 32 gigabytes. I should have got a computer with 32 gigabytes of RAM, I believe. Now this bitch has 64. And he said something to me like, with 32 gigabytes of RAM, you could make the next Marvel movie or some shit. I don't know. I think it was him that said that. Your CPU sounds like it's state of the art FPS. That's good. That's great. I mean, I don't know if you guys looked up the price of this fucking thing, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't know they made laptops that cost this much. I had no fucking idea. I really had no idea. I don't know, man. It's a lot. And I'm probably wrong about the 32 gigabytes of RAM thing, because what would that have to do with making a movie? See, I don't know any fucking thing. I don't know. I don't know anything about computers, guys. I didn't when I started YouTube, and I still don't. I know how to use StreamYard and stuff. That's it. And I'm okay with editing videos. You know, but it depends on the video editor, you know, the program itself. But I know 64 gigabytes of RAM makes it super duper fast. I know that. And it is. Yeah. It's a monster. And the thing is, I don't really know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know, like, there's probably a million things. Like, I could probably sit here for 3 days straight and just do different shit on this computer, but I don't really know what to do. Output capabilities have increased. I don't know, War, you're laughing and shit. So do you know this stuff, or are you just fucking around? Robert B, $2 super sticker. Thank you, Robert B. I appreciate anybody donating. I know this isn't a super exciting show, and I knew it wouldn't be. I don't have a whole lot to talk about today, and I wasn't even sure I was going to do a show. This is one of those shows I'll leave up for a day or so, and then I'll take down. Just like I was talking about earlier. What did I just get? Oh, okay, bro. Ducks. All right, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot of the system information and all that shit. Uh-oh. I fucked up. How many gamma modules in the audio transponder? Well, I don't think that's a thing. I think it's funny. But if it is a thing, I have no fucking idea. In the transponder. What does that remind me of? What did Paulie Walnut say? The Ramistad is what the fuck? No, what did he say though? He was speaking gibberish. It was funny as fuck. My dad used to say something like that too. Remember a 4-speed dual quad positive traction 409 from the song? You need at least 1 terabyte. Yeah. Oh, you're fucking around, Antonino. That's not a thing, right? You're just fucking around. Are you? I don't know what you're talking about. This is how stupid I am when it comes to computers. What the fuck, Antonino? I need 1 terabyte of gamma modules in the audio transponder. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I have it. Oh shit, that's funny as fuck. That's why I love you guys. Y'all got a sense of humor. What type of flux capacitor does it have? I can't remember exactly, but I know something about gigawatts. How many gigawatts was it again? I forget. How many gigawatts was it? And what do I got to get the speed up to? 65 or 85 or something to go back to the future? Anything less than audio comes out backwards. Oh, is that right, Anthony? No, holy shit. Well, in that case, all of this shit is going to come back backwards on the replay. Only in the left-handed transponder. Oh, gotcha. 1.21 gigawatts. That's right. 88 miles per hour. There you go. Shanna loves those movies till this day. I don't watch them. I saw them enough when I was a fucking kid. You just need 1.21 gigawatts. There you go. Yeah, computer. Listen, now obviously it's a Back to the Future reference, but as far as the computers, man, I have no idea. I just don't understand any of it. Anyway, what do you guys want to talk about? Yes, I hope you took the summer air out of the tires, put the winter air in. That I did. I absolutely did. Yeah, I'm not stupid. You think I'm gonna let the summer air just linger in there? You fucking ruin your tires that way. No, it's all good. I took care of it. Tony Pizza computer has more RAM in it than any other. Well, that's because Tony Pizza is rich. He's truly a rich man. And tell me I'm lying. He's a homeless guy. It doesn't take much to be rich. See, rich is relative. Like it's all relative. Like if you're somebody who needs, like I was just talking to Cam earlier about Tone. You know Tone, you've heard him on the show. And Tone has like, he buys like Ferraris and Bentleys and Rolls Royces like it's nothing. He lives in a mansion. He got like $100,000 piano, shit like that. It plays itself, apparently. I didn't know that was a thing. For him to be rich, and I'm just using him as an example because he likes those types of things. They're almost necessary to him. You have to be a multi-millionaire. Okay. If you're a regular, ordinary individual who lives in a regular house in suburbia somewhere, maybe making 250 grand a year is rich to you. But to somebody who's a millionaire, that's chump change. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody who made 35 grand a year your whole life and all of a sudden is making 80 grand a year, maybe that's rich to you because now that you could afford everything you want with that 80 grand because you don't want a lot of expensive shit. You can have anything you want. If you're a homeless guy and you're making, what would you say the minimum even today? Now, I haven't watched Tony Pizza. I don't know what his donations are like. What would you say at this point in time, if you had to guesstimate, what is he bringing in per month? What would you say? Only premium air in my tires, $40 was a bargain. Premium air. Yeah, I never heard of those. I only use imported air from Ferrari in my tires. Oh, there you go. Well, that's the good shit. That's that Ferrari air. Nico, see a connection. Now you just got to get your horn fluid changed. Minimum 4,000. Dave says 8,000. Wow, still, huh? All right. So he's if you're a homeless individual and you make that type of money, you're a millionaire, basically. You know what I mean? Relatively speaking, because what it would take the average person to live the best life they could, you'd probably have to be a millionaire, right? For the average person, I think, to really live and have everything you want. Tony Pizza, when you've been homeless for 40 fucking years. Now, here's the thing, though. Like I said, it's all relative. So honestly, what I'm saying is bullshit because Tony has more expensive taste than any of us. I mean, like I went to the grocery store today. I could have bought prime rib. I could have bought shrimp. I could have bought a fucking lobster. I could have bought whatever, right? But I don't spend that type of money on groceries. Tony needs that. I don't need that shit. I'll fucking cook a meal that cost me $4, okay, and I'll be just as full as if it cost me $400. That's the way I see things. As long as it's somewhat healthy. Tony Pizza is not like that. He needs the best of the best of foods, the best of wines. So maybe I'm wrong. I should have said for the average homeless person. For the average homeless person, 4,000 to 8,000 a month it's like being a millionaire. Let's be honest. I mean, most people will never make $8,000 a month. You know what I mean? Even gross. Most people never will. It's a lot of fucking money. You know what I mean? But Tony, without a doubt, I don't know what he's getting now, but there was definitely a time where he was bringing in around that. And according to you guys, he still is. So even if it's $4,000 a month, that's $1,000 fucking bucks a week. And he doesn't pay taxes. He never will. He refuses. So he's loaded. He's loaded. It's all relative, like I said. Loaded. Unbelievable. So yeah, if Tony was any other homeless guy, he would be rich. The horn fluid is next to the blinker fluid. There you go. 8,000, no way, says Tony Doug. No, I would say consistently not. But there's been months where he's made 8,000. The 4,000, I believe 100%. I believe that 100%. But even that, think about that. Think about it. What's that from? Think about it. He does 200 to 300 a day. That's in that case, yeah, that's amazing. 200 to 300 a day. Let me tell you, there was a time on here that lasted probably 4 or 5 months where I was making that type of money. And it's insane. You know what I'm saying? It really is. And even though pizza has expensive taste in food, I have expensive taste in every fucking thing else. So even for me, that was a lot of fucking money. And then you combine it with Shanna's income. You know, but Tony's rich. He just doesn't realize it because his standards are so low. That's what makes you rich. There's no dollar amount that makes every person equally rich. No, I mean, it's not a one size fits all thing. Rich is that's different for every person. You know what I mean? Like if I was making $500,000 a year, I'm rich. Okay, but to certain people, $500,000 a year, that's not good enough. That's not even close to good enough. They might need 10 times that to feel rich, 50 times that. Who knows? Depends on the person. And like I said, there's people that live below, you know, the poverty level their whole lives. You give them 50 grand a year, they're rich. They feel rich. And considering their standards, they are rich. Because like the average homeless person needs nothing more than food and maybe shelter. Let's be honest, pizza never gave a fuck whether he had shelter. Not that much. You know, he could live without it. But okay, food and shelter, that's it. You know, if you've worn the same clothes for decades and shit like that, I mean, you're not, your standards aren't that high. That shit isn't a priority. The average homeless person just wants to have food in their stomach and a roof over their head, and they're rich. But us, people like us who've always had food in our stomach and a roof over our heads, you know, we still feel poor. You know, so like I said, it's every person is different. Every person is different. I know guys in the hood that live on disability that they've been getting since they were a child because, you know, their parents told them to run out in front of a car or do something so they can get on disability for their whole lives. You know what I mean? And they might get $500 a week and they're content. So imagine if you gave them 5,000 or some shit, you know? Tony scoffs at chicken breasts. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Lobster. If Pizza wants a water bed, he buys a 99-cent gallon of water and pours it on the sidewalk. That's funny. Yeah, Tony Ducks. 100 to 200 a day. Even that, it's tax free for him because he doesn't do taxes. So $100 a day, that's $700 a week. The average American does not bring home $700 a week. At least I don't think so. How much does the average American bring home per week?
According to Go Banking Rates. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median weekly earnings for full-time workers in the fourth quarter of 2022 was $1,085. This was measured based on the earnings of 118.8 million full-time wage and salary workers.
They roughly put this would roughly put the national average salary at 56,240. I have a very hard time believing that. I have a very hard time believing that. You think about people that work at convenience stores and gas stations and fucking, you know what I mean? Maybe now because in certain states the minimum wages are so fucking high, but I can't see that. I don't know. Either way, though, that's for a person talking about working people who have a home and vehicles and responsibilities, kids and shit. Tony Pizza has no bills. He just has his phone, and he has to get food. So you're talking about 700 or 1,000 a week, whatever. If all you need is food, you're rich. He makes less now, but still about 200 a day. Unbelievable. Money can't buy class. Oh no, never could. Pizza is accustomed to a certain lifestyle. Oddly enough, he is. He set his standards high. Unbelievable. He was probably out Black Friday shopping today. Guys, I went out to fucking Walmart to get a few things. Fuck that, man. The crowds and shit. Nah. And I was even looking on the like Nike, of course, Polo, looking on the websites. Like Polo has a Black Friday thing. It's 50% off everything in the fucking store. But they usually do these coupons and shit that makes it digital, coupons and shit that makes it about that anyway. Because when you go in like the Polo outlet, a lot of stuff is 25 or 30% off, but you always have a digital coupon for fucking 30% off, 25% off. So it's the 25 or 30% off and then 25 or 30% off of that. It's not that big a deal. And you figure in Polo, a sweatshirt is $198. You know what I mean? A winter coat in Polo is $500. But anyway, I was looking at the sneaker websites and it's all, there's a lot of cheap shit, but it's nothing anybody wants. It's just like I said about like TVs and shit. On Black Friday, sure, you get a TV cheap, but it's a piece of fucking shit. It's not, you're not really getting any deals. Like we just bought another TV. The TV was $259. It was a 55-inch, right? It's a Roku TV. That's what I like. That TV is on sale today for what was it? It was $259 when we bought it. I think it's on sale today for $239, something like that, or $219. So it's not like, it's not a fuck ton of savings. Yes, Michael Douglas falling down. I know. What does he say? They'll rob you or do they'll spit in your food. I know. Fucking falling down. Shannon never saw that. We almost watched it the other night. I love that movie. They'll spit in your food if you're not nice to them. I know. Pizza has pulled in over 100,000 tax-free over the past 2 years, and he still lives on the street. I'd say over 100,000. He probably did 100,000 last year. For real. Pizza has no monthly bills, mortgage, utilities, etc. It's basically all profit, less food, and the occasional flea bag motel. Yeah, it's not even, I'm not even trying to. The only reason I'm using him as an example is because we're talking about people who live on different levels and how rich is in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's all relative. It's like it's relative to your standards. If you're a person who wants to drive a Lamborghini, then you need a lot of fucking money to consider yourself rich. If you're a person who's happy driving like I drive a Nissan Sentra, then you know what I mean? Your idea of rich isn't quite as high as the guy who needs a Lamborghini. And if you're a guy who wants 6 Lamborghinis, well, then you're not the guy who only wants one, he's not rich enough for you. That's not enough money for you. You know, that's the way it is. Oh, that's funny. Nicosia connection. Fuck no. Nicosia, let me tell you something, bro. I want so badly to separate myself from anything MobTube related. You have no fucking idea. I don't whoever wants it, you can have it. I don't give a fuck about no MobTube anymore. I don't. The only reason I still use the intros and stuff is because that's the only intros I have. If I could find somebody right now to make me just a very simple intro, a decent one, some music, you know, my name on the screen, whatever, some pictures, maybe some video, whatever. I don't know. I would be done with those MobTube intros. They'd be gone. I don't want anything to do with it. I swear to God. But that's corny anyway. So even when I did want something to do with it, I wouldn't have done that. Yeah, Antonino. I have to make roughly $2 to keep one. Yep. Plus his never-ending stream of Batman shirts. I think he only has a couple. Ulta had a good sale today. Sephora didn't, though. Oh, really? All I know is that that's makeup. I think last year, the year before, so I think I got my daughter. I think I might have gotten her gift cards at some point for Sephora. 100,000, that's a lot of campers, especially if the ones you're looking at are only 7 G's each. Oh, Jesse Roth, 499, match 4 times again. Thank you, Jesse. You see that, guys? Jesse is one of the biggest sponsors of the show. I know it's a members only show, but you should obey the rules. I'm just saying, you don't want to be one of those guys or one of those girls who just, you know, wants to be a rebel. It took me a while to come up with that. You know, wants to be a rebel and just break the fucking rules and say fuck you to everybody who follows them. You don't want to be like that. You know, you want to be a rule follower, not a rule breaker. And there's nothing in it for me saying that. I'm just, you know, that's the way I see things. I just started getting into Ulta. Cat Sephora is my. Oh, you're talking to Cat. Okay. What's sick is the amount of time and money he has given to hotels. Imagine 20 years of Roach Motels. Unbelievable. When I was living in that hotel, I used to think every time I paid the fucking rent for the week, I was like, this is a mortgage on a decent house that I'm fucking paying. You know, it's aggravating. But I understand the value of money. I completely and totally understand the value of money. You got to understand, Tony can't be capable of understanding the value of money. It's not even like it's a character flaw. He went from being a kid who, of course, when you're a kid, people take care of you and pay for you to live. And then he went to just being on the street where people took care of him and paid for him to live. So he can't know the value of money. You know, nobody who knows the value of money can get, you know, $80 in donations in a day and then spend 75 of it on one meal. You know, so I don't know. Oh, okay, Robert B. Shit, be grateful. You can get some good ass bacon, some cookies and shit. Robert B. $2 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Makeup and skincare addiction. That's all right, though. Why not? If you're gonna have an addiction, it might as well be something that makes you look good and feel good. You know, I have a sneaker and polo addiction. I do. I've been very, very I've been very well behaved lately, though. I haven't bought a pair of sneakers in probably a month. Which for me, I know that sounds crazy to most of you, but for me, that's like years. when it comes to buying sneakers. The last pair of sneakers I think I bought was my second pair of Cherry 12s. Is that right, Tony Ducks? Did we get anything after the 12s? You got the Gratitudes, the 11s. That's what I wanted, but I was very well behaved that day, and now I have to go without those. Unless Tony Duck sends me his, which would be a very nice gift, like an early Christmas present. I think the Cherry 12s was the last pair, and another pair of those ones I showed you guys with the patent leather. So the Central should get a vanity plate that says RL CeeLo. Maybe something CeeLo. RL meaning what? What's that for? Ralph Lauren? What's that for? Oh shit. I'm sure he has a nest egg. Oh, we've spoken about that a million times. Dexter, I'm past the point of talking shit about Tony Peets. I don't care to anymore. But yeah, you know my thoughts on that. Yeah, he's got a fortune stashed. I was just watching a short video about a guy who he was doing some interview, and he took an Uber ride, and the Uber driver just started talking about stocks and shit. So he's talking to the Uber driver like, wow, you're into stocks and stuff. And he said that the Uber driver pulled out his phone and I guess showed him his accounts, which is insane to do, especially when you're alone in a car with somebody. But he had over $1 million in his account. And the Uber driver told him, yeah, I'm fairly wealthy. I do day trading and all that different shit. And he said, I just do Uber just because I'm bored. I do like 25 rides a day. I'm like, wow. So, you never know. People think they know people. You know what I'm saying? I had a fucking teacher. I think she was a social studies teacher, some shit. English. Might have been an English teacher. I don't fucking know. But she used to dress like a homeless person. Her hair was always all nasty and fucking she was never well put together, never wore makeup, wore the shittiest clothes you could fucking imagine. And her husband was like, we didn't know this at first, we found out later, like one of the top brain surgeons in the country. They lived in a fucking mansion, and she just did the job because she loved teaching. So you never know who's got money, who's just swimming in fucking money. And that works the other way too. There was a motherfucker that used to come into the restaurant I worked in 2000. He would sit at the bar every day. He pulled up in I forget the model of Mercedes. At the time, it was like an $80,000 Mercedes. Okay. He had a diamond fucking pinky ring. He was always in fucking, designer suits. And, he always had his American Express card, buying the whole bar drinks, all that shit. And, I forget how we found out. I think his wife might have spoken to somebody at the restaurant or something. I forget. But we found out that this guy who, portrayed himself as a millionaire was actually in debt up to his eyeballs and on the verge of bankruptcy. And he only lived the way he did because his priority was to look rich, not to be rich. Like they did a study once. It went something like this. They asked people, would you rather make $30,000 a year and look like you make $100,000 a year, or make $100,000 a year and look like you make 30? And the majority of the people said they would rather make 30 and look like they make 100. It's sick if you think about it, but that's the way people are wired, especially in this country. Look at Mark Cuban. Motherfucker's worth $4 or $5 billion. Walks around looking like a fucking high school kid who just woke up, rolled out of bed. You know what I mean? Fucking jeans, beat up sneakers, like raggedy ass t-shirts. But it don't matter because everybody knows Mark Cuban is worth billions. He don't have to look rich. Everybody knows he's rich. RL CeeLo, maybe. Nico see a connection, maybe. Recently, a man in a small town in New Hampshire died He drove around in a lawnmower, but was always nice to everyone. He left millions to the town. Oh, I believe it. I believe it 100%. Yeah. Without a doubt. You never know, man. See, people always think you can see the money. You know, when you look at a person, you could just see by what they're wearing, their jewelry, their clothing, how they carry themselves. No, no. There's a lot of phonies out there that pretend to be loaded and actually have nothing, or they've gotten themselves up to their eyeballs in debt trying to look rich. And then there's people who look like shit and are swimming in fucking money. The wealthiest people usually live like they're living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, and that's good and bad. That's good and bad. Like I worked for well, a friend of mine owned we'll just say a moving company, okay? And one day I worked with him, and well, we did a bunch of deliveries. Put it that way, okay? It was a specific product that we delivered. I know it wasn't drugs, but we went to like 4 or 5 houses that day, and let's just say it was 5. I don't remember exactly. It was either 4 or 5. Say it was 5. 4 of them were mansions. Okay. The 5th, the 4th, the 5th was a little shitty house in the middle of nowhere, and they were getting a delivery, same product as the other people, but they gave us $20 each. The 4 other people in the fucking mansions didn't give us a fucking dime. You know, and I mean, these people were loaded Bentleys in the driveway. This is like in Maryland and Virginia. So what does that tell you? You know, the richest people are the cheapest, but that's how they stay rich, I guess. But I couldn't imagine being like that. You know, I know a lot of rich people who will not tip. They refuse. They absolutely refuse to tip. That's insane to me. Like, I know you're right, Steve Cutler, and that's the way to do it. But at the same time, you can't be an asshole. I know rich people who refuse to help their family members out. They just refuse. They won't give them a fucking dime. Shit like that. I mean, that's what good is money if you can't help people? You know what I mean? What good is money if it's all about you and keeping it to yourself so you die with the most? I don't know. I never understood that. I know a guy like that, a guy I was in rehab with that was loaded, and he gives out, scholarships and stuff. You know, he's got a charity. He's got his own foundation, whatever. No, hell no, Mandy. If you're talking about Mark Cuban, fuck no. Any Sorry about that, guys. Got to get used to this computer. Hey, any of you millionaires out there, you could donate my way. There you go. Shane Smith, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how good you look playing the game. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Can't take it with you, might as well enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yeah, yeah, and help people, help fucking people, man. That would be the biggest thing to me. If I was loaded, I'd help as many people as I could. Absolutely, because why not? But some people don't feel that way. They don't give a fuck about anyone else. They really don't. I learned that a guy I worked with who is always struggling has a son who owns one of the biggest cannabis companies in the state, doesn't help his dad at all. Disgusting. Yeah, that's a fucking shame. That's a shame. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it. I mean, how could you not? Like, say any of you guys got rich tomorrow. I mean, wouldn't it be your priority to help your family first? And I don't just mean help them. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't care. Oh, but everybody's got to work and make their own living, and you can't just hand out. Fuck you. No. Let me tell you something. If I hit the Powerball tomorrow, nobody in my life ever has to work again. Period. There's no more. If you want to, go right ahead. You don't have to, and you will certainly never struggle again. Never. Never, ever, ever for the rest of your fucking life. And your kids won't have to work, and their kids won't have to work. Fuck that. No, you're all good. No, you'll never struggle again. These people, there was a motherfucker from York. You could probably look up this guy's story, this fucking prick. He won like the first Powerball that I think was won in Pennsylvania, something like that. And it was some outrageous amount, like 50 million fucking dollars he won, okay? Actually, I think that's what he got, all said and done. It was $50 million. He went to a bar called the West York Inn that we used to hang out at. He had been going to this fucking bar for a long fucking time. He never tipped, right? He won this fucking Powerball. And of course, everybody's thinking, wow, he's going to be, the guy never really had much, he's going to be tossing money around like it's fucking nothing. Kept going to the same bar every single night and never tipped, even after winning that fucking money. What kind of piece of shit do you fucking have to be, especially since you know that they know how much you have? What kind of fucking piece of shit do you have to be? If I won $100 fucking million, if I got to keep 100 million, I'd have to count up all the people in my life, but trust me, they'd be getting a lot each. There's no question about it. But forget 100 million. I mean, there's people that are worth 5 times that they don't give a fuck about anybody in their families. They won't help a single fucking person, no matter what. Oh man, how'd I wind up all the fucking way back up here? Yeah, he's a real piece of shit. Technically, we're in your life, so yeah, well, I'd have to win a hell of a lot of money, but trust me, I would definitely. I told Miss Can't Be Wrong. I told her if I ever like blow up on YouTube or go do something different, or if somehow I become rich, Miss Can't Be Wrong is good. She'll never have to worry about again. I'll tell you that shit right now. Never have to worry again. And my mom, whatever the fuck she wanted for the rest of her lifetime, my brother and nephew and sister-in-law, they'd be good. My best friends, they'd be good. My daughter, especially, would fucking, she'd get more of the money than I would keep. Put it that way. Yeah, it's just how I am. My brother I don't speak to is sitting pretty good and didn't and doesn't care about what happens to me. It's a goddamn shame, man. Antonina, we are now in a legally binding contract. I would help everyone. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, even if you don't want to, I mean, just the good karma, just for that. But I mean, why wouldn't you want to? Like, I couldn't imagine, like, even now, if somebody in my family needs something, even if it's going to hurt a little bit, if I have it, they have it. That's it. Period. There's no question. You don't have to even just say what you need. Don't even ask for it. Just tell me what you need. I got you. If I can afford it, you got it. But there's people who don't give a shit. Let me see here. Oh my God, it doesn't even show me. Oh, because I went back in. It doesn't even show me my fucking super chats anymore. Sons of bitches. I hope I didn't miss any. Let me just check something here. Okay, I got them all. I can see them in the chat. I have a couple of relatives that are still getting Zippo from me. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I said in my life. You know what I mean? Just because you're family don't mean you're getting a fucking thing. You know, if you're in my life. I have a relative that did something so fucking despicable to my family. I'll never speak to that fucking individual ever again. And if I had $1 billion in the bank and that motherfucker was struggling, good, you fucking deserve it. I wouldn't give her a fucking dime. No way. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, it was a boring show. I didn't have a lot to talk about. My apologies. I just really didn't today. I didn't have a lot to talk about. So every now and then there's a show like this. But I'm gonna have a lot to talk about very soon. Let's tell you that much. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out with me for 1 hour and 34 minutes. And everybody who donated, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm working towards somewhat of some kind of fucking paycheck for next month. I have 6 days left. Actually, 5. So we'll see. Anyway, well, thank you, Antonino. I am Steve Cutler. I don't know if that's what it's not that obviously, but I'm very like not tired. I just don't have a lot of oomph right now. You know what I mean? There's no pep in my step. I don't know why. Probably because I don't like this day. I'm not a big fan of today. You know what I mean? I was out, there's traffic, stupid people everywhere. It's fucking cold and dreary. The fucking peanut just fucking shit all over the place earlier. As soon as I came down fucking stairs this morning, it was just shit all over the fucking place, and he runs through it and drags it. It makes me insane. Maybe it's just not the best day. I don't know. Yes, she's doing good today, so that's all I could ask for. All right, Kat, you have a great night too. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for everything. I love you all, and until next time, salute.